All right.
Hey dudes.
Hey.
So yeah, Black Friday is coming and went.
Yeah, we got kind of a special one.
Yeah, these aren't really generally available unless there's a way you can get one. Get watch. So this is one of the 2018 Bourbon County beers from Goose Island. This is
Which one specifically?
This is their Barleywine with coffee. So there's a big change up this year. There's more variants than ever, but they also changed around some of the variants. So you used to always have a coffee stout. That was basically removed and replaced with coffee barley wine. But then regular barley wine has been removed and they made a wheat wine. So I don't know, this is basically a new release. But back in 2014 or 15 at FOBAB, they were pouring their Bourbon County barley wine through Armando with coffee beans, and it was like one of my favorites of that day. So when I saw their
whole beans?
Yeah, whole beans.
See, around the bend came at us to try to do that, and they're like, you gotta crack the beans, but...
I don't know, but it's basically running through it right on pouring. So
yeah, it's like a...
It's just a really quick infusion, yeah. But I was really excited by that, and when I saw they were packaging it, I got equally as stoked. And yeah, this is one of my favorites of the whole lineup this year.
I'm excited to try it. I haven't tried any of them yet, though I have them reserved. I do appreciate that I do know the coffee. That's very, very nice. Of course, Intelligentsia is...
Yeah, Goose Island always uses Intelligentsia for the Bourbon County series. They're neighbors.
They are neighbors, and they've been kind of married for a long time.
They do use a different coffee blend each year, so that's cool.
As much as, these are two companies that I think a lot of people kind of have, oh, you did this, you did that, kind of issues with. Goose Island kills this lineup every year.
Yeah.
And
say what you will, hate on them you want.
Hate on Intelligentsia.
People still go crazy for these beers.
Their Intelligentsia's coffee is some of the best sourced coffee. Some of the staff and employees, and Doug, the owner,
I don't know you, Doug.
He's a cool dude. Are absolutely fantastic people, and they know their industry and their product and the craft. These two companies, regardless of the back investors that might be involved, absolutely destroy. I mean, they
crush it.
They crush it. Their execution it's flawless. The
excellence of execution.
The only thing, when I was in the coffee world that I would complain about Intelligentsia is like, they're opening another one. They're doing what? No, now we have to do that. Like you can't deny that these are two brilliant like brain trust brought together for this project that happens every year. And from what I've heard, this will be the first one I've tried in the lineup this year. That this year's releases are out of this world. So. And this is your favorite?
Top two.
Ooh, I was gonna do it with the lighter.
All right, light it up.
Stepdad style.
Light it up. Stepdad style. I don't know. I was referencing like Three Ninjas while you said Stepdad style. So.
Ooh, Three Ninjas.
The eyes, boys. Light up the eyes.
Let's light this dude up. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so.
Yeah, what's the coffee? What's the coffee?
Finca La Soledad. Typically, I'm gonna guess this is a Brazilian coffee, but it could not be. Finca, it means farm, and a few different countries in South and Central America use Finca there's different dialects, obviously, in all these different countries. Typically, when I see Finca, I think Brazil, and honestly, Intelligentsia is smart. I don't know the specific farm, oddly, or I did and have forgotten it.
Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
Is that a serious question?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Yes, it is. It totally is. Somebody asked me the other day what the best coffee scale to buy was, and I was like, There's like a Hario one. Kaya's are cool. I'm gonna guess this is Brazilian coffee. Again, just knowing Intelligentsia well enough and kind of their style and what they would probably want to put in something like this. Again, when coffee roasters are trying to collab, if we have our choice, 9 times out of 10 we're probably gonna pick Brazil because it cuts through. And that's the problem with so many coffee beers is that the coffee isn't presented well. And in Brazil, roasted a tiny bit darker than maybe what you would normally roast it is going to cut through.
On that cut through note, it's a barley wine base, so the coffee is naturally going to shine through or cut through more than it would stout, which already has those notes naturally
roasty. Yeah.
So that's another reason why I'm excited.
I might be able to nose this coffee out.
This dude's gonna nose it wrong. Let's get it on. Judgment's Land. Celebrity Deathmatch.
Let's get it on!
Wow, I forgot about Celebrity Deathmatch.
So good.
Wow, I can smell it from here. That's gorgeous.
So this is still definitely on the dark side, but
really pretty color.
you're getting like a tawny port-esque, like.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot
Like-
of clarity with it, and yeah, just
This looks pretty.
blood red. It's really pretty. Alright, so we recently reviewed the Lake Effect Quad. And
Barleywine quad. Yeah.
the nose to this is really similar to me.
So that's part of the reason why I like quads a lot, is because there's a lot of overlap with barley wine.
So how's barley wine is made out? Is it malted?
It's malt driven like a quad, but the biggest difference is the yeast you're using to ferment. So a quad's using Belgian yeast, you're using some of those Belgian flavors, where barley wine, they're using English yeast. If you're doing English style or American, we'll do some basic yeast. So usually more neutral, maybe a little more fruitiness, or a different type of fruit. But you wouldn't have like spicy esters going through from just the yeast.
So
It's similar to a quad without Belgian yeast esters.
okay.
And probably some different source malts. I mean, if you're doing it here in the States, a lot of breweries use Turo as their base malt across all their beers.
So does in this, because, and again, say what you will about Goose or Mortelli or whatever, I love the transparency. Do you know how the coffee is added to this? Is it in the wort? Is it?
I'm assuming it's a cold brew, just added
It's cold brew. Okay.
post fermentation. I don't know for sure.
Did you already drink some?
No.
We gotta redo this whole video.
I couldn't. He was talking. I couldn't wait. It just smells so good.
It does smell really good, but it reminds me of the Lake Effect.
I was talking about the base malts though. This is the English style barley wine, so I'm pretty sure they're using Maris Otter malt as a base malt, which is a little more toasty, a little more rich in the aftermath versus a base
Recently learned
tuber.
about that. Yeah. Okay.
So what do you think?
I love it. Honestly, I don't. Well, in the finish, I really think this is a Brazilian coffee. I'm gonna hate myself if I'm wrong again now.
This dude's so full of shit.
The main reason that I think so is because Brazilian coffee has a tendency to have a drying finish. It's typically pretty rich with kind of tobacco-y, raisiny, tobacco-y kind of notes. And that lingers on the palate quite a bit. I don't get a ton of coffee on the actual first front palate. As soon as I take a sip and I let that rest, I'm not really tasting coffee. But as soon as I saw it in the soft palate and the finish, I definitely get the coffee.
Yeah, this is not like a roasty, overpowering
No,
coffee,
not at all.
which is part of the reason why I feel it's cold brew. That sweetness is just mixing with the barley wine sweetness.
I can definitely see that.
That's why I always assume it's cold brew.
Man, that is really good. I love the finish.
It's so good.
It is really rich, quite sweet actually on the palate. not a ton of coffee on the palate,
No.
but the finish is so inviting.
Did we mention the alcohol?
Do I want to know?
15.1.
Wow.
So
Great.
it's a good amount.
The finish is amazing. It is bone dry. And like,
Exactly. You get this huge burst of malty sweetness, and usually that will start stacking up, getting cloying. You don't want to drink more.
It just sticks on your palate. This doesn't.
So like,
I think partially that is maybe some of the coffee. I think that this is a drier kind of finishing coffee, or more in the coffee world. When something is like drying on the palate, we use the word astringency.
okay.
So in
That's
this
in the
case,
beer world, it's usually a negative thing, but it's usually from the malts.
it
bad
kind of
fermentation.
can be a negative with coffee. It's like coffee in the same way as a red wine can like suck all the moisture right out of your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's kind of a medium way, the finish makes you want to have another sip, because it basically just, something in that finish strips your palate. I think part of that's the coffee. I think maybe they picked a very...
So the coffee's doing more in terms of mouthfeel versus flavor.
I think it's doing more in the finish, because I'm getting all the coffee notes in the finish, and I think that the mouthfeel itself, especially the dryness,
Mhm.
I think that the parching kind of finish to that is maybe from the coffee. Either way, it's great.
It's phenomenal.
It's absolutely is, yeah.
So the $100 question: between these two, what would you say is better? They are completely different beasts, and they're both phenomenal. I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think it's just a personal preference of if you like a little sweeter barley wine or a nice roasty stout.
I love this, but I think that maybe some of my biases are...
No, it's really just that hard. They're both so good.
They're really good, but
They're both so different though at the same time.
there's a palate experience on this that I didn't expect in the slightest. You expect Bourbon County to be just stellar, you know? Like, people line up for it, it's a big deal, it's a huge release. You know, this is the beer world, for us, at least in the city, version of like when the antique collections and things like that come out. Like,
You mean non-stop phone calls?
yeah, like your life sucks. Your life specifically sucks. My life sucks when B-Techs come out, but this is great. And beyond great. It's absolutely like, it's jaw-droppingly good. Man, I don't know. I love the finish so much. I have a hard time. I personally, but again, in the beer world, as far as my palate goes, much more of a noob. I like this. You're gonna do it. It's gonna be the big thing. It's gonna be great.
Nutcakes.
I like this because of the proof. I think I like the. I think the alcohol content is also what is making that finish so nice.
So the 0.3% more alcohol by volume.
It's just 0.3.
Yes.
Oh, then I
14.8 to 15.1.
Then I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know. I love this. I think it's because I expected to like it and I loved it. This I didn't expect to like and I loved it. So maybe it's just a weird bias or something, but that was a killer. It was a hands down, like, I think that was my favorite out of the three that we had today.
They're really good.
They're all really good.
But yeah, this is basically sold out. I might still have some.
Do you think you might want
But let's say you came into the shop, saw me, talked to me, and you're like, hey, your favorite Ninja Turtle is, then I might be able to sell you a bottle. We'll see. Well, thanks for watching,
Alright,
guys.
so, and you know,
You should drink this.
nation,
If you can.
Yeah, if you can.
It's probably not one of the most hyped out of the series, especially because it's a barley wine. But in my personal ranking, it's top 2 in the
Do
whole
you
lineup.
not think that barley wine probably is not like? I think barley wine is going to pop in the next like year or so.
Yes, because of Alex Kidd, aka Don't Drink Beers.
What? I'll look that up later.
Hashtag barley wine is life.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, thanks, guys. If you can, definitely swing by, pick up, one of the 2 of these fantastic beers. And
Whoa. Yeah, I done did a lot of things in my day. I admit it, I don't take back what I say. If I said it, then I meant it. All my life I won a Grammy, but I probably